Okay, hello YouTube. I am Nisi. I'm an urban gardener and I am very frustrated. So I'm making a video because this garden has been putting me through the paces. So it's August. Well, it's like we're toward the end of August now, going into September. And this garden this year has been giving me the blues. Do you hear me? Spider mites, aphids, Japanese beetles, fungus, chlorosis. That was the other thing. So, like, this garden has been putting me through it this year, and I've been pushing through, but gardeners out here, like, y'all feel me? So I'm an urban gardener. I live in Maryland, Zone 7B. I'm right outside of Washington, D.C. So I have been growing just herbs, and I love to plant flowers, but I grow mostly herbs and stuff. And just stuff that the garden not gardening. Can I say that? Like, y'all feeling me? The garden has not been gardening this year. I mean, it still looks better than my trash neighbor's house. So, if any of my neighbors ever watch this and you're like, I can't believe she called our house trash, you can believe it. You can. You've seen my house, and I've seen yours. I said what I said. But, not that the sun is coming out and shining on me. Oh, I guess this is what happens when you're a goddess. Okay, let me focus. But okay, so I'm making this video because can I say that I'm really frustrated with how the garden has not been gardening this year with all these different pests that have been coming up, and it's just I only grow like herbs. I grow a few vegetables, not many, but mostly herbs and flowers because I love the flowers. And so this year it's just been pretty awful. I'm gonna give you a tour so you can see. Right now I'm sitting on my upstairs deck. I also have a downstairs deck, and I am hopeful that next year won't be like this. I've lived in this home for about 6 years, and so I'm sure at some point I'll have to share like what the pictures look like from before, but I'm gonna stand up and move around. So I'm on my upstairs deck and I'm gonna show you um, the other areas of the property. Okay, so this is my raised bed. I just added this a couple weeks ago. I bought it from Gardener Supply Company. So you can see it says Gardener Supply. And this is actually a house plant. I brought it outside because, you know, it's warm. It's a ficus audrey. And you can see where I didn't, like, do the thing where you're supposed to bring it in and bring it out so it gets acclimated, so some of the leaves burned. But these are all new growth. All of this whole thing here, this didn't even exist. This is all new growth. This is sage, which has been meh. I started it from seed. This is lemon thyme. I actually purchased this. This is regular thyme that I started from seed. These are two little coleus plants that have done nothing but be sad and try to die. And this is my mint plant, which is like happy. Oh, and this is a little basil. But I've put other things in here, nothing's grown. I tried to grow some tomatoes, they didn't grow. I tried to grow some chives, they didn't grow. If y'all know why my stuff is not growing, let me know, because it's not growing. This is another house plant I stuck under here. It's a fern, some kind of fern. Okay, I can't remember which kind. This is tomato plant that wouldn't grow in the thing because I put 2 seeds in here, and they seems to be doing okay there. we'll see if I ever get tomatoes, because I planted it late in season, so those are only like 2 weeks old. Um, this is my mint that is, I don't even know where it's going. It's doing its own thing. It's reaching. This is my rosemary plant. I've had this for about 3 years now. Oregano, I've probably had that for about 3 years. This is basil. I started this from seed. I do every year. And you can see I've been cutting on it. So it's pushed out new growth. The basil I eat, my bird of paradise. Oh man, that basil smells good. This is an alocasia. I don't know what kind, but it's pushed out a lot of new growth. So everything you're seeing is all new leaves, because everything that was there before has died out. So it's got all new leaves. But the weird thing is for y'all, when it's in the house, the leaves kind of grow down, but out here, you see they're all growing like straight up. And that's something. This is a yucca, that most of these are new leaves, because it was not that big before. And this is, well, it was a cute little pot that I had put together, and it's grown a lot. So you can still see the creeping Jenny, but the little purple flowers that were in there, those have died. I'm gonna walk around to the other side of my deck. It figures I would come out here and they're doing all this yard work. So this is an Alberta spruce, a dwarf Alberta spruce. It's not supposed to get more than 6 feet. It's been living in this container for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. This is a Hawaiian punch hibiscus. And I've had this for a couple weeks. Every year I buy a hibiscus, one of these, because I don't want like you can see my neighbor over there has a Rose of Sharon. They're terrible. They just weedy in your garden. I don't want it. So I usually buy one small one like this that gives me nice bright color, but I know I'm not going to have to deal with it from year to year. This is actually a strawberry plant. It's not producing any strawberries. Well, I can't see any strawberries, but it's a strawberry plant. And I don't see anything new and significant on here. My marigold that I grew from seed. And this is my jalapeno plant. And you can see there's some jalapenos on here. So, see that? Jalapenos. Jalapenos. It's a jalapeno here. So, lots of jalapenos. And this is my canna lily that I grew from a rhizome that I bought from Home Depot. And it's doing beautifully well. It just started blooming. It's so pretty. And see, it's thrown up some more stalks down here. And I put some cannas in there too. So, oh, and this is my foxtail fern, but I don't really care for it much when it's in the house. I leave it in the house in the summer because it can't survive our winters here in Maryland. But yeah, everything's been hit really hard. So, like you can see down there, you can see my petunias. kind of spilling over. But at some point I'll have to walk down there so you can see. But yeah, the garden has definitely not been gardening this year. It's not been fabulous.